Once upon a time, there was a young man named Alex who was struggling with managing his time. He had a lot of things to do, but he always seemed to be running behind. He would often procrastinate on important tasks, and he would end up working late into the night to try to catch up. Alex was starting to feel overwhelmed and stressed. He knew that he needed to find a way to better manage his time, but he didn't know where to start. One day, Alex was walking through the park when he saw a wise old monk sitting on a bench. Alex decided to sit down next to the monk and ask him for advice on how to better manage his time. The monk listened patiently to Alex's concerns. Then he smiled and said, "Alex, managing time is like juggling. You need to keep all of the balls in the air, but you can't focus on all of them at the same time. You need to prioritize and focus on one ball at a time." Alex nodded. "I understand," he said. "But how do I prioritize? I have so many things to do." The monk smiled again. "Here is a simple exercise," he said. "Write down all of the things that you need to do, and then prioritize them based on their importance and urgency. Once you have prioritized your tasks, focus on one task at a time and don't move on to the next task until you have finished the first one." Alex thanked the monk for his advice and went home to try it out. He wrote down all of the things that he needed to do, and then he prioritized them. He decided to start with the most important and urgent tasks. Alex found that the monk's advice was very helpful. He was able to focus on one task at a time and get more done. He was also less stressed and overwhelmed. After a few weeks, Alex was much better at managing his time. He was able to complete all of his tasks on time, and he even had some time left over for leisure activities. One day, Alex went back to the park to thank the monk for his advice. But when he got there, the monk was gone. Alex was disappointed, but he knew that the monk's advice would stay with him forever. He continued to prioritize his tasks and focus on one task at a time. He also learned to say no to new commitments if he didn't have the time to take them on. Alex's story teaches us that managing time is a skill that can be learned and improved with practice. By prioritizing our tasks and focusing on one task at a time, we can reduce stress and overwhelm and achieve our goals.